good evening. How are you tonight? I'm Corin. Thanks for being here. We have 4 more days till Christmas Eve, or at least that's what the calendar said. So how are you doing? And if you do not celebrate Christmas, do you celebrate Hanukkah? What do you celebrate? Some people also celebrate the new year in January. So there's all kinds of cultures here. And is it holidays for you where you're at? And how is it going? So the other day we did an unboxing for the wish list, and somebody, Susan, was sweet enough to gift me this wonderful new book full of lessons, Sacred Path cards, the discovery of self through native teachings. Awesome, huh? You guys ready? So this is not medicine cards. This is a little different. And also I have on the slippers that were gifted to me by Susan. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And I think we should begin reading this card by reading the dedication, because it seems very fascinating, and I think we need to get a better understanding of what these cards are. So let's begin with the dedication. The fire that is our essence comes from the stars, and to the stars our essences will return. The earth is our mother who gave us our bodies. After our earth walk, our bodies will return to the earth. Our spirits are from the wind, as is our breath. Our words are our breath, and therefore are sacred. With my breath, I speak these words. I dedicate this book of words and its medicine to the children of earth, all 5 races, all creeds, all nations, in the hope that together we may heal the wounds we have inflicted on each other. I trust that in unity we will heal our hearts, and in doing so, we will reconnect to our Mother Earth. Actually, they said Earth Mother. To those members of the tribe of 2 worlds who have allowed me to call on their personal medicine when I was in need, I dedicate this book as a continued celebration of life. White Cloud Woman, Carol Morning Dove, La Paloma, Wolf Heart, Linda Amber Fawn, Fire on the Wind, Lloyd Dean, Jose, Nadia and John York, and my sisters of the Dreamtime Buffalo, I thank you, we are one. I have smoked this prayer in the pipe of the tribe of 2 worlds, and it is good. Awesome. So interesting, they're talking about smoking because, okay, there's 44 cards, and the first card, number 1 card, is pipe. So let's start, instead of shuffling, let's honor this entire concept, right? The Sacred Path cards, the discovery of self through native teachings. Let's honor the book and the cards and start with number 1, which is pipe. So there's also a note to the readers. Let's see, let me see. Wow. Oh my gosh. They have an introduction. Okay, it doesn't start till page 45. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's an introduction, there's a note to readers, and then an introduction. Okay, I think think that we need to read the note to readers. What do you guys think? Michael, thank you for the stars. 500 stars. Thank you. Mwah. That's so lovely. I appreciate you. Thank you, dear. For readers who find it confusing that so many names in this book are capitalized, I would like to give an explanation. In the Seneca language and in most Native American languages in the original form, certain words are holy or sacred to Native American people. These words are always capitalized in our written languages. Until recently, few Indian writers were published, and those who were did not have a say as to how the manuscript was dealt with. By printing it in our preferred form, HarperCollins has shown respect for my work, my people's language, and our philosophy and sense of the sacred. For this kind of consideration, I am deeply grateful. In Native American culture, we see everything as being alive. Every living thing has a specific role as a teacher and family member. Everything on earth, whether stone, tree, creature, cloud, sun, moon, or human being, is one of our relatives. We capitalize the names of each part of our planetary family because they represent the sacred living extensions of the great mystery, placed here to help humankind evolve spiritually. We capitalize traditions and teachings because these words represent the equivalent of another faith's holy books. In tribal traditions, we do not consider Grandfather Sun as a deity. We do not worship trees or rocks. We do, however, see the eternal flame of love which the great mystery placed in all of creation, and we honor that spiritual essence. In the Seneca language, we call it orenda. This is the spiritual essence of creative principle called the eternal flame of love and found inside of all life forms. Thank you, everybody, for your compliments. Thank you. Thanks for being here. There is only one original source, and we call that the creative source, the great mystery. Oh, we call that creative source the great mystery. The Thunder Chief, Hino, actually it's pronounced Hino because they spelled it with a pronunciation. The Thunder Chief Hino is capped because of his role in bringing life-giving waters, without which we could not survive. Grandfather Sun and Grandmother Moon are capped because we see them as living beings. The Great Mystery gave them their missions of dividing day from night, bringing light and warmth to our world, and pulling the tides of our oceans. In all cases, the words which are capped, they mean capitalized, are given respect because of the sacred missions they carry and the extension of great mysteries' love that they represent. We teach that all life matters, and we honor the medicine of all life forms as sacred extensions of the great mysteries' loving plan. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. How about you guys? This is beautiful. Okay. So we did the acknowledgement, we did the introduction, and this might be a book that we just start from the beginning, and every time I go on, every time that I want to do the reading, we just, actually no, what did we do? We did the dedication, and we did the note to the readers. Wow, this is intense. We have not done the acknowledgements and not done the introduction. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think we need to start from the front and then keep going so we all understand what's going on. Wouldn't that be awesome? Let's all learn together. Acknowledgements. I would like to acknowledge the sensitivity of the following friends who have emotionally supported me through this project. Okay, so here's the list, and I want to make sure that I pay respect by reading this acknowledgement for the author here. Sherry and Ken Carey, Wakinya Ska, Eagle Man, Big Tree, Gray Eagle and Mama Bear, Brooke Medicine Eagle, Grandmother Twyla. Oh, we have acknowledged her in the Medicine Cards book before. The book was dedicated to Grandmother Twyla Node, her voice that rides the wind. I remembered that. David and Nina, Stephanie Hammer, Judith and Fred Wolf, Sue and John Alexander, Katinka Medicine Swan, and Silver Bear. A big thank you to Colette, Rex, and Gary for reviewing the manuscript and helping me to meet the deadlines with my sanity intact. I'm basically reading the acknowledgments that the author of this book wrote. Special thanks to the staff of Harper San Francisco for their understanding of the sacred teachings of the Red Race and their willingness to allow that wisdom to be shared with the world. Okay, so we're getting somewhere, right? So now let's get into the introduction. Awesome. I feel like the camera is really far. Is the camera far? Or should I just sit closer? Okay. In my heart of hearts, I knew the time was right to share with the world of the medicine that has brought me through the void of great smoking mirror. I was concerned about the reaction I might encounter from those who believe that the sacred teachings are not to be shared. So I went to the grandmothers and asked. Then I went to the elders who had been my teachers and asked. They all said, yes, it is time. They also reminded me that the teachings are to be shared through my personal experience, and the secret steps of ceremonies were not to be related, for there are those who would defile or misuse the information. So I began with the purpose of assisting those who would not be able to receive the knowledge otherwise. From that viewpoint, I have been able to open my heart and my experience so that each of you may share the journey with me and in turn find and follow your own paths. May those paths be found through your heart's desire and the joy of your own spirit. Each step of the journey on the Good Red Road is a special experience that warrants attention. Each understanding is a stepping stone toward building the medicine wheel, which denotes the continuance of life and sacred space. We are here to learn from each other, to live in harmony with all our relations, and they capitalize relations, to express our unique talents, and to heal ourselves and our Earth Mother. In doing all of these things, we trust that we will be able to read the signposts and notice the changes in the Sky Nation. The signposts are not always as clearly marked for those who have not had the privilege of being taught how to read the clouds or taste the wind. In understanding the beauty of the abilities I have been given, I also know that goodness is to be shared. The gift of how to read the omens and hear my fellow creatures, to see the place where future lives and sing great mysteries, songs, is what I want to share in this book. If in some small way I can assist my fellow two-leggeds, parentheses humans, I will feel the joy that comes from the rich appreciation of sharing. I do not care if others choose to criticize this work. My answer to them is, what are you doing to help the children of Earth to better understand themselves and all their relations. This is my gift. It comes from my heart, and it is good. I want to make the understanding of the teachings easy and simple to apply. Some may feel that this divination system is a toy, and it could be if you choose to use it on that level. The depth of any teaching has to do with the level the student is willing to explore or has capacity to understand. As always, still waters run deep. The use of sacred path cards, these cards, and the silence of a seeking heart allows that deeper understanding to emerge. It is not my intention to assume that I know all that has ever been taught on any of these subjects. I am merely a fellow traveler who shares the good red road with all of you. I have walked the medicine path and learned my lessons through personal experience. I have been taught some of the teachings of the Seneca, Aztec, Choctaw, Lakota, Mayan, Yaqui, Paiute, Cheyenne, Kiowa, Iroquois, and Apache nations. In the spirit of the Wolf Clan, my clan, we share and teach the goodness of wisdom that brings peace to all nations, all peoples. We are pathfinders who share the knowledge of the way through the forest so that the path may be clear for other travelers. My purpose in reopening these lesson paths for others is to promote understanding and peace between all creeds, all nations, all clans, all tribes, and families. I feel that the more we know about each other and about our universe, the easier it will be to recreate the uniworld which we came from. When great mystery blew the breath of life into our physical world and endowed us with gifts and talents that made each life form a part of the perfect whole, creation was founded in love. It is now time to remember that the universe may be reunited by that same essence, unconditional love, and become the uniworld again. From my sacred space and my sacred point of view, this is the way I saw and experienced the pathways of initiation and growth presented by my teachers. May these experiences touch each of you in your own unique ways, and may your path be joyous and filled with abundance. Da Naho. It is said. 4 winds and good medicine. And then the author, Jamie Sands, Hancoka, Olawampi, parentheses, Midnight Song. Oh, I forgot that her name is Midnight Song. Okay. So let's get to what is medicine walk. Let me see. How to use the cards. Okay, I'm gonna jump because what is a medicine walk? I feel like we need to do that medicine walk in a video. So the next video on these cards, the Sacred Path cards, we will do the medicine walk. So we're gonna skip that right now. And we're gonna go to the, okay, so that they have spreads. So we're gonna do some spreads too. But we're gonna go to pipe, and we're gonna read about pipe, because pipe is the very first card. Let's see. And the word, it stands for prayer and inner peace. So I think we should honor the very first card. I want to read this book like kind of straight through. Okay, but right now we're going to go back to the Sacred Walk another day, and we're going to just go straight to the first card, the chapter of the first card, which is prayer and inner peace. And then here is the poem. Everything's reversed, so this is actually, there we go. All right. Pipe of my forefathers, teach me to sing praise for all the gifts that great mystery gave. Allow me to know my spirit's release and bring to my heart eternal peace. Lovely. The teaching, they call this. So the phrase, it stands for the pipe, the chapter, the card 1 out of the 44 cards. Let's see, 44? Yeah. Is the title of this is The Teaching. Okay? From the moment that great white buffalo calf woman appeared in the Sioux Nation, the pipe has been a sacred medicine shared by the brothers and sisters of Native America as a way to pray, speak truth, and heal wounded or broken relationships. We were given the pipe to send our prayers and gratitude to great mystery and to signify peace among all nations, tribes, and clans. The bowl of the pipe represents the female aspect of all living things, and the stem is the symbol of the male aspect in all life forms. When the stem is placed in the bowl, this act signifies union, creation, and fertility. When the pipe is loaded, each pinch of tobacco is blessed as each branch of our relations is asked to enter the pipe in their spirit forms to be honored and smoked. We honor Mother Earth, Father Sky, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, the four directions, the standing people, in parentheses, trees, the stone people, the winged ones, you know, wings, the finned ones, finned like the fish, the four-legged animals, the creepy crawlers, insects, the great star nation, the sky brothers and sisters, the subterraneans, the thunder beings, the four chief spirits, air, earth, water, and fire, and all other two-leggeds in the human family. I was waiting for, are we going to be in there? Yes, the two-leggeds, that's us. And smoking the pipe, it is of utmost importance to smoke every pinch of tobacco that was loaded into the bowl. Each flake of tobacco has taken spirit into its body and is honored as having the essence of all our relations in its form. If the fire, which is a part of the eternal flame of life, does not touch and ignite the tobacco, the spirit that is inside cannot be released in smoke. If the smoke is not taken into the body, our spirits of our relations and our ancestors cannot come into communion with us. To empty out a bowl that has not been fully smoked is to commit a grave error and dishonors those spirits who have come to smoke with us. The reckless use of the sacred pipe can stifle the willingness of spirits to assist us in our quest for wholeness. Just a little disclosure, I am not telling anybody to smoke tobacco or to use a pipe or to light anything at all. I am just simply reading this chapter. The smoke from the pipe represents visualized prayer and reminds us of the Spirit in all things. We understand that all life comes from great mystery and will return to that original source. Due to this understanding, we know that we are all walking the same path, stepping on each spoke of the sacred hoop or wheel of life. We find union with all our relations when we share the pipe. The essence of every living creature enters us when we smoke them, and we carry their spirits inside our bodies. We are reminded that harmony is attained through sacred union with all our fellow beings. We never place the spirit of any life form outside of ourselves, since through the pipe, we have asked them to enter our being and share our sacred space and life experience. To be a pipe carrier is an honor and a calling. The pipe carrier can be called on to smoke at births, deaths, marriages, rites of passage, contractual agreements, councils, special purification ceremonies, moon meditations. We definitely have to do a moon meditation soon. Or when anyone needs comfort, prayers, or wishes to give thanks. It is through visions or dreams, usually from long preparation and purification, that one is called to serve our people as a pipe carrier. The path of the pipe carrier is not a fad or a trend. It is a way of life that comes from the heart. The medicine way is a long and narrow trail of discovery with constant rebirth. It should never be treated in a frivolous manner. Pipe carriers are guardians of sacred tradition and ceremony. They serve the people as a pastor or rabbi serves in a traditional church or synagogue. The aspect of the teaching of pipe that has to do with peace is multi-leveled. In the modern world, we often look at peace as the absence of war, but peace represents more in the native way of thinking. Peace is a way of acting, knowing, creating, listening, speaking, and or living in harmony. Or I jumped a little. And or living. Peace is a way of that. Okay. In all instances, peace comes from within our own beingness. This peace is the balance of recognizing and honoring male, female, teaching and learning, humility, pride, and every other aspect of living in harmony. It is not something that can be weighed except by the self. If there were to be a measure, it would be measured by the capacity of the heart to remain open, serene, and unafraid. My grandfather took me to the fish pond on the farm when I was about 7 and told me to throw a stone into the water. He told me to watch the circles created by the stone. Then he asked me to think of myself as that stone person. You may create lots of splashes in your life, but the waves that come from those splashes will disturb the peace of all your fellow creatures, he said. Remember that you are responsible for what you put in your circle, and that your circle will also touch many other circles. You will need to live in a way that allows the good that comes from your circle to send the peace of that goodness to others. The splash that comes from anger or jealousy will send those ugly feelings to other circles. You are responsible for both. That was the first time I realized each person creates the inner peace or discord that flows out into the world. We cannot create world peace if we are riddled with inner conflict, hatred, doubt, or anger. We radiate the feelings and thoughts that we hold inside, whether we speak them or not. Whatever is splashing around inside of us is spilling out into the world, creating beauty or discord with all other circles of life. So sacred is a person's word and honor, that it is to be upheld, even if the cost paid dearly is that person's life. Anytime the pipe is shared, the words spoken and agreements made are based upon the Indian idea of honor, truth, and mutual understanding stemming from each person's inner peace. Wow. I'm not saying a word. Drop the mic. Let's go to the next paragraph. It's three little paragraphs, but it's one big one. And she included it, Jamie Sounds, the author of this book, Sacred Path Cards. She included the application along with this first pipe card, number 1 pipe card that represents prayer, inner peace, and the teaching. So now the application. The pipe card, so this is how we apply it, okay? Thank you for all your compliments, by the way. Thanks for everybody that's here. I really love reading, and I love learning together. And we are manifesting our intentions together. Inner peace. Inner peace and prayer and inner peace. So, the pipe card speaks of inner peace that can be found through the balancing of the self. It is now time to honor both sides of your nature, male and female, and to acknowledge the eternal flame of great mystery that lives inside of you. How you influence the lives of others depends upon this balance. Inner peace can be found through prayer and the understanding of your role in the whole of creation. World peace begins in the heart of each individual. It may be time to make peace with others or with any inner conflict that keeps you from seeing the beauty of your true potential. In all cases, the pipe card asks you to honor the blessings given by great mystery. It asks you to honor who you are and why you are here. It asks you how you can assist our world in making peace with the self. These questions will be answered and the sacred path will become clear. Yay! Who else got a lot of really good energy from reading this? Please let me know. This book is life-changing. It's such a gift. And I wanted it to be a gift because I felt that there were obviously other Native American teaching books out there. It just so happens that I got the same author as the co-author of Medicine Cards, Jamie Sounds. And of course, right, because it's my path to influence, like it says, how you influence the lives of others depends upon this balance. And remember, the balance is, the pipe card speaks of inner peace that can be found through the balancing of the self. It is now time to honor both sides of your nature, male and female, and to acknowledge the eternal flame of great mystery that lives inside you. Okay, so you're wondering, how do I go? Thank you guys, I'm so glad you're here. So you're wondering, where do I start? How do I balance, right? Well, that's where I come in, and I can give you a few suggestions. A great way to balance is to start by being moderate with things. So if you feel, like for instance, the pipe, right? So when they lit the pipe, they didn't just sit around and light the pipe all day long. It was a ceremony. And they said, this is a part of our balance. This is a part of our acknowledgement of Earth Mother and acknowledging the Great Spirit through the smoke, and the bowl acknowledging female of the two-legged, and the stem acknowledging the male of the two-legged, the humans, the two-legged. Okay, so we're acknowledging the earth, the creatures, and all the elements, right? They don't talk that much about the ocean, but they will teach you the Native Americans will teach you about the whale and the dolphin and the frog and how they're related to the ocean. And Native Americans mainly talk about the great sky, the father sky, okay? And they sometimes call it the Great Sky Nation. And then the Great Mystery, that's life. And the Great Spirit, that's God as you know it. If you have a God, you have any name for God. Native Americans know their God as the Great Spirit in the Great Mystery, the universe, the planets, the sun, grandfather sun, grandmother moon, the thunder beings, and the lightning, and the rain, all the elements of Mother Earth. And so, for instance, another way to balance, okay, so if you work, right? Well, the buffalo teaches us to, if we are overexerting ourselves, to take a break, even if that means a break every hour, a break every couple days, a break at the end of the day. So breaks and rest must be taken, and that is a great way to achieve balance. You'll automatically be taking more deep breaths and feeling content. And even from any situation, let's say you have a personal relationship with someone and you also are very career-minded. Well, the balance, see, for instance, I'm talking with not enough water, so to balance my throat and my larynx, I'm going to get a sip of water. Thank you. And so let's say you have a personal relationship, you also have a career. If you don't give your personal relationship enough attention, that person is not going to feel appreciated, and they may seek somebody else's affection. If you're just working all the time, right? So vice versa. If you're hanging out with your significant other when you should be working and you know that your finances are suffering, then it's good to explain that. Communication is always the best. And say, I have to spend more time. How can we remedy this and keep a balance between these two relationships, this personal relationship and this business relationship? Same thing with food. Let's use food as a way of balance. Glutton is going to cause a lot of unhealthy results in your body. Too much of one thing is not a balance. So a balance would be a balanced diet, like you've always heard, like salad and then one day soup, and maybe salad at least 2-3 times a week, and then soup once or twice a week, and a cheeseburger, or even if it's a veggie burger, or dessert. If you're having dessert, not every day, right? And instead of cake and pie, how about an orange or a peach or a piece of cantaloupe? I have a honeydew melon in there. Yeah, so how about, so we're talking about food now and keeping that balance. And also too much of a good thing. Like, let's say you like to golf, okay? So let's talk about hobbies now. I don't think you could have too much hobbies, you know? I think if you change hobbies, but I think that if you do it too much and you're not like honoring your rest and your body, so your body will speak to you. Your body will say, you golfed 6 times this week. Today I want to stay home. And then if your friends call and they say, come on, we're all golfing today. If you go against your body, that's where the antelope tells you that you're not honoring your inner spirit, the ones, the animals actually, the animal spirits and the angels, the ones that are communicating with us through the Great Spirit and telling us, oh, I told my body I would stay home today. Sorry, I can't make it. Thank you for calling, but I golfed 6 times this week and my body told me it needs rest. So sometimes if you go against that, you can end up hurting yourself, you know? Like, I'm not going to mention all the ways, but you could drop from exhaustion, actually. There's one way. So a balance, and so eating too much, drinking too much juice, maybe too much sugar. Maybe you need to also balance out. Sometimes instead of always grabbing a soda, you could grab some purified water. So that's a good balance. The more you balance every relation in your life, the more balanced you will be. Another way is if you sit inside the house all day. A good way to balance that is to take a little walk every day. For like 10, 20 minutes, they say get like some sun on your body and, take a walk, and that provides you with vitamin D and nutrients in your body from the sun. Also, if you go out every single day and you never step out at night, try stepping out at night and acknowledging the great star nation, the beautiful sky, the cool wind, grandmother moon. She's up there at night. You can see her during the day. Sometimes she's next to the sun. So yeah, that's a great way to get a balance and just balance everything. Just you tell yourself, am I using too much Listerine, Maybe I need to like lay off a little bit, or, am I brushing my teeth too much? Maybe I need a balance with that. So we as humans, 4-legged humans, 2-legged humans and 4-legged creatures, but we as humans, 2-legged creatures, we tend to obsess on everything. We do. We have a tendency to get out of balance. We say, oh, well, that was fun. I'm going to go do that again, and I'm going to expect the same exact result. It doesn't work that way.